My name is Guy Harvey. I'm a wildlife artist and a marine scientist, and this is my 12-year-old son Alexander, who is an accomplished diver and angler and seems to be following in my footsteps, which is great for me, great for all of us. We're here at Isla Guadalupe, which is 210 miles due south of San Diego. We're on a liveaboard boat called the Solmar 5 that operates out of Cabo San Lucas. Very professional boat, very professional crew, and our host on this expedition is Lawrence Groth from White Shark Adventures. This is really a 3-day expedition. It has many different parts to it, different disciplines, so to speak. I've got a group of friends down here, many of whom are keen, if not professional photographers. We got at least 4 different research institutions represented on this expedition, and we're assisting another group called the Flagler Institute of Environmental Research that for 4 years has been doing a population survey of the white sharks, not only here at Guadalupe Island but also up at the Farallon Islands. Well, Guadalupe Island is a volcanic rock that sticks out 150 miles off the Baja Peninsula. It's a very rugged landscape, as you expect from a volcanic origin. It's about 23 miles long, and it's really just a fist of rock in the middle of the subtropical Eastern Pacific Ocean. Water temperatures here vary from 58 to 70 degrees around the year. Right now in September we're averaging about 69 degrees Fahrenheit. On the shoreline, the very rugged shoreline behind me, we've got 3 different kinds of pinnipeds. There's California sea lions, there's the Guadalupe fur seal, and you've got elephant seals, which are the primary food source for one of the top oceanic predators, the white shark. These animals frequent the island from middle of August to December on an annual basis, and then leave to go to parts that we're trying to find out. And that's why Dr. Mike Domeyer of the Flagler Institute of Environmental Research is spending so much time and money down here to learn more about the movements and migrations of these animals. And Michael is building a library of photographs of the characters, the individual characters of these animals, so he can not only record them electronically, their comings and goings, but visually through their fingerprints, so to speak. It's a very interesting project, very bold, it's very expensive, and Michael is now looking for the cooperation of the commercial dive operations such as this that are coming down here in the season, which is September to December, to interact with these sharks on a daily basis. I actually came here in December when Michael was he was deploying the satellite tags onto the white sharks right at the end of the season. The reason he does it at the end of the season is because the tourists who come here to photograph the sharks don't want to see tags on the animals, and also Michael doesn't want to track them around the island for 3 or 4 months. He wants to find out where they go in the open ocean. So this trip is by way of a follow-up to what we did in December, and it's very interesting for me to come down here and see Michael try and recover the tags to find out where these animals have been in the 9 months since we have been here. This week also provided the opportunity for me to bring my son Alexander and put him in a cage and have him have a first-hand look at one of these animals. For me, it was an unbelievable experience the first time. I knew they were large, I knew they were graceful, but nothing prepared me for really how big they are. These animals are so gracious in their movement, in spite of their immense size. They can turn on a dime, and they're very methodical in the way they approach the baits. Their behavior is something to behold. And while baiting is a necessary part of this whole operation, they often don't really want to feed or need to feed. They're just checking us out of interest. But for me to bring a member of my family down here has been quite an achievement, and I think, Alex, you can speak for yourself. You're having a wonderful time down here.
Oh yes, most definitely.
So Alex, tell me about a special shark yesterday that you saw.
Well, earlier on yesterday we saw, I saw a relatively small shark with a large plastic band around him, and I took photos of him to show everybody. And
it's one of the smallest ones we've seen, actually, because he was there earlier in the day without the band, and somehow he managed to swim through this plastic circle. It may have been floating with other debris, and he's now got it over his body, just forward of the pectoral fins. and there's no way he can ever get it off. These animals can't go in reverse. So unless something is done, you know, maybe Lawrence can dive down and cut it off, he's going to be constricted as he grows, and that shark is probably not going to live for more than another year.
That's terrible.
Pretty bad. You know, it goes to back to the fact that we so irresponsibly litter the oceans with all of our debris, not giving a thought to, you know, where it may end up or what effect it may have on other users, other inhabitants of the ocean, like turtles and big fish and sharks and so on, that get snared, contaminated by our debris. It's really quite a sorrowful situation.
When you're in the cage, it's totally harmless. It doesn't pay any attention to you, just the baits that are being thrown in the water. And unless you're outside the cage, I don't think you'll have any problems with them.
And that's a good point. I do think that in certain situations, it would be absolutely crazy to get out of the cage. These animals are used to hunting animals the size of a human. In fact, they prefer seals and sea lions. And there are definitely a few animals here that would have taken a human had he been swimming around the back of the boat. And I think my respect has grown for them. I don't fear them, I just respect them more deeply than I ever have before. But I'm of course amazed at their strength and their power, their beauty and their grace. That's what's really grown in me.